major parts of the hangout. The asterisk, of course. Highly structured. Seat spot right now. Standing right in it. Look at that. Wow. I always look for the asterisks. And then, it's all their language. All this is their language. That's super neat. So many piled in here. Wow. Here's a foot impression right there. I'm cold. It's probably about 35 degrees, 40 maybe. Which ain't too bad, but I didn't really dress for it today. Tomorrow I think is supposed to be in the 60s. And this coming week is supposed to be 60s and 70s. Trying to see if I can figure out the lineup points. This one's really neat. Right there. Wow. I am cold. Here's one of their newer brakes. You see how they broke it to land right where everything comes there? Wow. See where the bark's peeled off? That's supposed to be dead center, I think, like that. Anybody that sees this for what it is, I guarantee you are mind blown. I am ecstatic. I said it double knock. I feel their energy right now. And it's not bad. It's really, really good. I just had a double knock that way. Hi guys. I hope you guys had a good winter. Yeah, you bud? I'm blowing. It was an absolute double knock. It was real light, but well, I'm gonna head this way. I think this is a seat spot. Here we go. There'll be a lineup point right there. That sun's bright. It's been really white colored lately. Even at sunset, it hasn't been orange like it normally is. Well, that ain't normal. In my day, an orange sunset was a rarity. Not no more. It's very common. Here, you could see something that sits here. Wow, look at that, guys. See how that's supposed to line up? I'm standing where something stands a lot, right? So that's why I'm here, seeing if anything will line up. Which it looks like an eye. I have another picture on my Instagram of something that's kind of like this. So another thing I notice, I'll have to restart this video. Okay, so another thing I notice, like when they do out of root systems. A lot of times they structure it to look like them or beings. And a lot of times it'll have just like it looks like one eye is closed and one's open, or it's peeking around something and one eye is open. But I see it all the time, like the one eye, right? And one thing I found is either you look in your camera with the one lens and you can see the structure in better, or you close one eye to line things up and you can see it better. So maybe that's that. Maybe that's the reasoning. Just a thought. Oh, energy overload. In a good way. In a good way. Oh, I'm cold. This place is awesome. Wow. This is a wow. Okay, so something stands here a lot. I can actually see like feet. So when you get that, right? Look at that. They will use the branches where they stand that's in front to line up with things. Look at this, how it kicks all the way back in. Teepee type one. Wow. 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 I don't know what else to say. This is mind blowing. See the bark peeled right there on that front one? The one broke there? I'm pretty sure that's the lineup point. Like right there. See how they all come into that point? That's amazing. And then that is mind blowing. Mind blowing. See how they all line up here? Right to one point. Right here. Another really neat spot. I like that little pine tree that's so curvy. See how purposeful that is. And it lines up with multiple structures. Look at that. See how those two come together? That all comes into the next structure. But then that all ties back in. It literally all ties back in into this structure. Well, I gotta make my way back out of here. It takes me forever because there's so much structure. And there's seat spots are all over through here. There's a beautiful seat spot right there. See how it's bulled out and all the sticks, they sit right on top of it. But all these sticks tie back into the structure, which ties into the bigger structure. So right here is a seat spot. Wow. I love to sit in the seat spots. Trying to figure out their lineup points. I think that's one of them, maybe. That's another one, I believe. Pretty sure. Okay. Look at all these branches put in here. A lot of branches and stuff laid out down in here, all up into their structure. See, the one broke downwards. More lineup points. there's a stick branch broke and lodged in that break there. I wonder what that. See, now that's supposed to line up with something. I'm not quite sure what. I think I might have found it here. I can see where they're standing right here. All at the end of this, there's a padded spot or a flattened spot. My phone's going dead. Can't even see my phone anymore. Anyways. Okay, guys. Wow, look at it this way. This is really cool. I am in the hangout area where I had, when I first started Sasquatching, I had a brisk iced tea bottle and the pink candle taken out of my truck. And I found that out because I found it in a seat spot. And then it was like a day or two later, I actually found I went to go get something out of my side pouch of my door, and there's a perfect Y-stick broke on all three sides. It was broke off. But it was placed in my side door. So that was like I think like a return gift. And then this last year I was watching a channel and they were going through, that is awesome. They were going through what structure and symbols mean and stuff. And, you know, a lot of you guys will know the channel, Arkansas Bigfoot, but they communicate through, or she does, through, you know, like energy and dowsing rods and stuff. But the Y symbol, she said, represents like friendship or acceptance, or the Y symbol. So that made sense. At least I hope that's what it means. Look at that. Look at that asterisk. Absolutely beautiful. So these are the lineup points when you sit in their seat spots, which I'm pretty sure I'm in one now. You see the asterisk in the background? See how it lines up? But then there's a branch here off this front one. No, that's actually a tree. That's a tree coming down through the center of that, but then the branch that comes off this front one up and out all lines up. That makes the asterisk. There's your A-frame type one. It's absolutely beautiful. I just love how it all ties together. So another gal I started watching, she has a really neat channel too, but she does the dowsing rods and stuff. And she says they present themselves in layers, like an energy form, and how the layers line up is the source of that energy you're looking at, which kind of blew my mind because I know structuring they also do in layers. Here's a seat spot, I think. I have to keep going. I have a lot to cover. It's a big hangout. Here's an absolute seat spot. You can see all the branches. So what they do here a lot of times is all their structuring, right? They kick into their seat spots and sit in them. So all this kicks in. Look at all the branches perfectly piled here. Just poof, 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 poof. They're kicking out of the triangle one. There's an asterisk right there. Right in to a highly used seat spot with fresh. You can see where it was pulled back here. You can see it's freshly used. So like this is an absolute seat spot. So looking that way, this branch here, all this is supposed to line up with that, or the same way this way. Like each seat spot is structured and layered differently to line up differently with the same types of structure in the background. Let's see if I can figure out their lineup points. And I am pretty certain each seat spot will have different lineup points. Like maybe one's here, maybe that's supposed to connect with that. See how it hits that thing laying there? And then there will be another way, like that maybe, makes the trident. But there will be multiple things that line up at that point. Look at that. Wow. Wow, wow. And things like this. Look at that. You know, and I've showed this stuff. I've been in here quite a few times now. You know that's done. I have to do a video of this one. This is one of my favorite structures, which this is where I said the asterisk was in the last video, but and it all ties into seat spots. Look at this. See, it all comes into one point. Man, that's awesome. Let's see if I can figure out. I know I'm in a seat spot here. There's a seat spot right here. I want to stand up. It looks, I can see the asterisk better. Look at that, way in the back there. Absolutely amazing. And then you have a den type thing. This is the one that reflected. There was water in here, and when the sun's just right, it reflects, and then it reflects what's on the outside back in. That's really weird. Look at all the pine cones on top. Man, this is neat. Beautiful. Look at that to the right. That is so neat. That is so neat. Okay, see that? And then that broke. They have the same kind of coloration, top and that. I think it's a lineup point. See if I can figure this out. Yeah, I think it is. I'm not positive. There is a fresh bear sign in here. So, and I seen it last year too, so I know they've been hanging out. The bear must have a den somewhere back in here. So I do have to pay attention because they'll be having babies coming out, out of the dens with them. Here's a seat spot. This is what I talk about, all the branches. They'll sit right on top of it. There's a little seat spot. Crazy beautiful. The type of stuff. There's a branch hung here, so that's probably to hit the center of an X. So I took my phone off my gimbal. I got to get it charging. I actually just dropped my gimbal into some water, so it might be broke. But I am in the most amazing structured spot right now. You guys can see the square, but it all comes in. All those are all into that point. All these come up into that point, and then you turn this way, and this is just mind blown. Mind blown. I ain't even gonna explain it. You guys can see how it all lines up, I hope. Oh man, look at it. Look at this. Look at that way even. I've been gifting them bananas. Bananas. Beautiful. Now you see how that goes. Comes across, but then it continues like a big arch. And you get these are lineup points. Makes the asterisk with that bent branch. Asterisk with that bent branch. You see how this one skims the edge of the leaned one. I mean, it's all so detailed on how they do it. See the two here, how they come up and in. You see how now all these, this is what I call the upside down teepee. Even in the background, they're lining them all up to come down this way. And these don't all touch. There's some in the background that are used within this. Look at that. Wow. I do not see things like most people do. Oh, it just blows my mind. I've been doing it for 3 years, and probably 4. I think it's been at least 4 now. But like days and days I've been out here, and it still does not get old to me. See, this is what I call the sideways teepee. So this is what I've been noticing. They point towards like the North Star area or to the west, which I'm not quite sure what's, you know, I know the moon comes up in the west and then sets, well, westing then east, or east, I mean, that's east, and then sets west. So, and that's the end of this. So there's a seat spot right there. I sit in that, and then this stuff here lines up with structure in this way. You can see all the structure in through here. But the one that leans off the asterisk and points to some really, really cool uprooted trees that are uprooted. And of course, it's all been structured. These are seat spots. They pile a bunch of branches and sit on it, but then this all connects into structure. And there's a lot of stuff that's actually under the moss. The moss grows right over it. But all this ties back into all this structure. I got to see a seat spot last year. Freshly broke branches off the tree, right? And they were all piled up with all fresh breaks on every single branch, piled in one pile. Wow. Look at that asterisk. This is all just amazing here. Mind-blowing structure. Look at that asterisk. Holy moly. There's seat spots right here. Two asterisks. See how they did that? There's a seat spot right here. And when you sit in their seat spots, this is what you expect, you know, this is what they do. It all lines up. Man, how cool is that? The sweeping comes in and in. Here's I was just showing a really good foot impression. You see how it's more like their feet can pivot side to side. They got it like this extra joint. Ours don't. But when you see U-shaped or really curved, it's because their feet can do that. Another one. This one's pretty fresh. You can see where it's freshly peeled here where the heel hit. It's not my foot. You know, I've been through here before, but it's not my foot because here's the back of the heel, right? Here's the front of my foot. Here's the front of their foot. There's the next step. I am literally, I can see the big toe too. Here's the heel. The big toe hit right there. Oh my gosh. I know I've taken pictures of this. Wow. See how they all come into that point? All into that point. All into that point. It's just mind blown. Mind blown. And these leans, or these bends, a lot of times they'll outline, which this one probably does. I'm charging my phone, see if I can lift it up. But it's meant, not all of them, but it's meant to outline trees sometimes. The base all the way around. See, I didn't, you know, I know to look for that because I've seen it so many times. Look at that. Including the base of that structure on both ends of it. Mind blowing. I just so beside myself. Look at that. It's just wind don't do this, guys. Those don't touch, right? But they line up perfectly. And the one that bends and comes through that point, where those all line up, look where that bend hits, the base of that. Same thing, they don't touch, all those don't touch, but yet they all line up right there. If this ain't proof enough that it's everywhere, 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 everywhere. See that break? You see how it lands on the lean tree? This is them. Beautiful, guys. Here's your seat spots, your asterisks, all their stuff is, they do all this. This is all laid out. Look at this bend. Wow. Look at that, the asterisk. So cool. It's tucked in between both those. Absolutely amazing. I can hear movement back here. Like when I was sitting right up in that seat spot up there, there's movement back here. I've gifted them here before. I actually got a gift up here that they move it around too. Look at this, guys. This is why they structure it. They like this stuff. This is why this is structured the way it is. And I know a storm come through here, and I know a storm took out a lot of these clumps, but it's restructured. And there's a lot of new stuff that didn't get taken out that I've seen in the last few years get structured. And I've shown it. I've shown the new breaks and the new structures, and I have so many videos out of this place. And I know they're here because I had them take the candle, the pink candle, out of my truck. I took it out of a camper where I work. My brother ends up getting campers from auctions, and then we fix them up and stuff and then resell them, but that's what I gifted them. It's like a reflective bubble wrap thing. So I had the pink candle, and my wife had drank a brisk iced tea. That was in my truck, like the second time I ever came to these hangouts, right? And I didn't know it was taken out of my truck. I had no idea that something was in my truck. And I went for a hike through the woods. I was finding structure and the seat spots and all that. And it was this time of year, and I come back onto the dirt road. I was walking up the dirt road, and there's a pile of feces in the dirt road. It was nothing but really fine white roots through it, and pine nuts and things like that, and a big pea spot in front of it. So I ended up looking around, and off the edge I could see a bunch of the road. I could see a bunch of branches bent over and stuff, and I could see it. Something had manipulated it, and I went up in there, and there I found my pink candle that was in my truck and that brisk iced tea bottle. So I knew something was in my truck. I went back, got to my truck. There was one big thumbprint on my door. You could see the lines in it. So what happened? It ended up having to jump from trees because it was snow all the way around my truck yet. Just my footprints, and probably about 20 yards to the road. Same to the tree line. So it had to jump that far, land in the back of my truck, and I had to have leaned over, propped his thumb where the one thumbprint was, and leaned in and grabbed the brisk iced tea bottle and the candle. So at that point, I knew it was in my truck, and it was like a day or two later, I reached in my side pouch, and there's a perfect Y stick out of pine, broke on all three sides, looks like a little slingshot, stuffed in my side pouch. that was like the return gift. So I know they're here. I gifted them this because they like the Mylar balloons, right? So this reflective thing I figured they would like, which I ended up shoving it when I gifted it. I didn't want it to blow away, so I shoved it up in here. I had it rolled up and shoved it down in there, I think. I still have to find that video because I think I videoed it when I did it. There is a seat spot here where there's a pop can shoved in a hole, and it fits perfectly in the hole. I don't know where it's at, but I did gift them. Can't remember exactly what I gifted them. See if I can find that seat spot. These are all seat spots. You can see where they sit.